Was last game a fluke, or was it for real? We changed up our defense heading into this Saints matchup after being arguably the worst defense in the league. Switching over to the 3-4, it was pure night and day out on that field. We saw this defense racking up stops in the backfield, 3 sacks on the day. We saw an interception from Drew Sanders. And on top of that, the Saints had less than 200 passing yards. And that all accumulated for a win for our Giants, first on the season, 27-9. And after previously giving up 55 points per game, that one game took us down to sub 40. We still have a long way to go, and today is a true test, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. For Darius Alexander, with the defense primed for DTs, he feels like he can be this team's next Dexter Lawrence, taking over the front line. With some big plays made yet again in the backfield, he could. But some of the best linemen in the league will be opposing him. Creed Humphrey at center, and Trey Smith over at right guard, ranked 3rd in the NFL. But with a practice injury this week, Corey Black is out as the slot corner. So in his stead, Kevin Salmon will get the chance to play slot corner, shifting down in the nickel and dime. And in any of the base packages, Tyler Nubin will be retaking the field. Well, this game is not just about the defense. We also have things to correct on offense. And that starts with Jackson Dart, with interceptions in each game, 1 last week, 3 in week 2, and 2 in the opening week. Coach Bearington is going to have to tighten up that offense. The leash is not going to be so long for Dart today. But as we return to MetLife, we look to pick up our first home win of the season. But it will be a tough test as the 1-2, 89 overall Kansas City Chiefs come to town hungry to get themselves back to 500, the same quest we find ourselves on here today. And it all begins on Sunday night prime time. Chiefs get us underway with a deep kick. Hoffman catches it about the 2. He'll look for the return, cutting left side, and will be stopped at the 23-yard line. With a lot of concern around the start this season for Jackson Dart, can he put together a clean game? And for Coach B, how much space is he going to give his quarterback for possible mistakes? With the success we've seen from Cameron Skattebo, I doubt it's going to be much. And Skattebo is their man on the first play. A great game from him last week, and I expect to see a heavy workload for him as this offense is taking their time out the gate here. Skattebo pushing forward, first down. Looked like that play was setting up to be a stretch. He turns it more so into a dive as they go with some play action to follow. Looking to take the top off this defense, passes back, and it's not going to be a clean game. McDuffie flies backwards, picking off the ball and returning it up to the 40-yard line. Looking to go deep to Malik Johnson. He's not a speedster. McDuffie showed off his speed. And if Dart's going to try that throw, it might be one he has to put a little bit more oomph behind. But it sends out Mahomes. Great starting spot here at the 40-yard line in a 0-0 ball game. With a bit of some play action. Throws a great ball, but Travis Kelce unable to hold on to it. Leaves a 2nd and 10 here. Kevin Salmon playing that slot spot here. An RPO to the outside. That has Brown in space coming over Nubin and Holland combined. And did look to be a man-on-man coverage, which had the man cover for Brown on the opposite side of the field. This time picking apart the defense on an in-breaker. It was Oliver in coverage, and so far this year, he's actually been one of the best covermen on this team, not allowing many, if any, catches. But a 1st and 10 here. Throw again is underneath. Spinning by 2 defenders. Sanders saves it. The Chiefs, they're looking to take quick advantage of this opportunity. Defensive line shifts right, and an early jump looks to be on Maurice Alakai. The Giants knew this was going to be a tough matchup. Out the gate, they're not making it any easier for themselves. Pacheco on the handoff, bounces by one. Holland cleans in the backfield for a loss of 2. We have started to see a little bit more from him over the last couple games. Definitely last week with that switch on this defense. Setting up the screen outside and the block set a wall. Pacheco with not a defender in sight. Chiefs capitalize off that McDuffie interception, taking an early 7-0 lead. The pressure not quite getting there in time. As the Giants retake the field, I'm sure a lot of fans a bit worried. Is this going to be another day with multiple turnovers for their quarterback? Trailing 7. We'll see if they could answer here with a good drive. Motioning left, that's going to be Fidone. Getting outside, Cameron Scattaboo. One defender in front will take him down. But a nice pop there, play 1. Scattaboo will get a bit of a breather after that one. ETN checks into this game. A little bit more of a shiftier back, though still down the middle. There'll be a gain of a couple for the Chiefs. A very heavy set interior. Going to be a good matchup here, though. Scattaboo, he's going to take advantage. Safety step down, slipping the safety, and finally tracked down about the 6. Once again, Scattaboo taking care of business here via the run. And getting another breather here. They snap that ball a second on the play clock. ETN, a short gain left side. Perhaps one more block there, and he's free. Instead, he got a 2nd and goal here. And this will be handoff. That's Cameron Scattaboo. A slow work, but works his way into the end zone. A all-run drive. Reties this game back up. It is 7 apiece here. Giants answer the turmoil of that first drive. And the defense letting up the touchdown. We'll see if the Chiefs can manage the same success, having to drive the field this time. Starting back at the 26-yard line. Mahomes, an I formation. Looking to get Pacheco outside, and they will hit it outside. Pacheco up the sideline, chopped down by Holland. That's going to be after a gain of near 20 for Pacheco. First play of the drive, and now they're where they about started their previous. Mahomes looking downfield and squeezing it is Brown. When playing the Chiefs, obviously you know you have to watch how you hit players, and it looks like the safety there was watching because he did not lay the hit, gives up the catch. Rolling pass out this side, Kelsey short. But a gain of 8 on play 1 is not something to really complain about if you're a Chief. With a 2nd and 2, they send Kelsey in motion. A whole lot of early movement. Looks like Abdul Carter might have been the first to go. So after bouncing back last week in a massive way, now with a lot of mental errors in this one. With a first down for the Chiefs. Quick RPO outside, and Kevin Salmon's not going to get out there in time. Royals with a 2nd RPO today, taking big advantage against this defense. The safeties are lining too far away from their guys. No one was out there for the 2nd receiver. One block for Marquise Brown, and that play was a touchdown. Once again, seems like this one is coming down to the work of Cameron Scattaboo to keep them in it. And he's been off to a great start here so far. The lone touchdown for the Giants as they start at the 35. Gonna have motion. That's peek over to left-hand side. Balance up this line. Follow Fidone. Cameron Scattaboo, he shakes the safety. Sprinting off and gonna pick up about an extra 10 post-contact. And looking to go a bit hurry up thereafter. Dart will get him lined back up here, flipping the receivers and tight ends. They have a linebacker playing some safety here. Questionable. Dart looks to get outside, and he'll just look to tuck and run. This one getting flattened by Bolton. Good news for him. He'll have a moment to recover, as that was the final play of the first quarter. Right now, the offense outside the interception from Dart. The run game moving strong here against the Kansas City Chiefs. However, the defense for the Giants, they've not looked good against anything of the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been able to march down the field, RPOs, middle, deep, short passes, everything working, even the running game. Pacheco with a couple good gashes. But as we turn to get the second quarter underway, Chiefs do hold that lead, 14-7. There will be motion to start us off here. Peek over to the right-hand side. They run left. Scattaboo bounces off of Bolton, but can't keep his feet. He does manage, however, to fall forward ensuring that first down. Split backfield here. Chiefs bring the pressure, and it's going to disrupt that screen. There was no resistance up front. Luckily, pass is incomplete, so it's 2nd and 10. Quick over the middle. That's going to be Ben Vallejo with another big hit Bolton. If he doesn't put a good enough shoulder into that receiver there, he might have found the space for the first down. 3rd and 3 instead, and the blitz takes away Scattaboo. A loss of 3. And that was a drive that was almost owned by Bolton in the second half at least. Getting into the second quarter, he started to make some big plays. And the kick ricochets away. Schrader misses as it bounces off the upright. Giants come away with nothing. And that could prove to be disastrous. Obviously, they let Graham Gano walk in the offseason, the aging vet. They went with a younger guy who has a strong, promising leg. You just got to hit these. Good news, the linebacker hits Pacheco in the gap. That gain goes for nothing. 2nd and 10. Need to see a little bit more of that. Motion in here. Mahomes. He's got a running back out of the backfield. That's Pacheco in space. Another gain of near 20 for him. That one appeared just to be a pure mental lapse in the coverage, as it did appear to be man, but the linebacker did not stick with Pacheco. As they go back to him here, the pure handoff, grinding out a strong run of 4. Now they come out with a spread empty set. Now you definitely got to keep an eye on Pacheco. Actually does a good job of putting in a block, broken up Oliver downfield. But Thibodeau nearly got back there for the sack. Still waiting for one here in this one. It's a good offensive front, as what a play. Deontay Banks lays out to break that one up. It's just all-out effort on that drive to make sure the Chiefs get nothing off the missed field goal. Giants take the field at the 20. They've got to get something going this drive. They need a touchdown. Hand this one off Etienne. He'll get a burst down the middle, breaking 2 tackles and still fighting forward. Seems like he's learned a thing or two from Cameron Scattaboo, just keeping those legs chugging. I formation here. RPO outside. That's Malik Johnson slipping the tackle at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. Williams in pursuit, but will not catch Malik Johnson. The RPO quick slant to the right. He had to break 1 tackle and then just let those legs carry. And that's exactly what happened. Split second later, Bolton is yet again laying a big hit. But this time the big play goes to the men in blue. With the game all knotted up here, 14 apiece. Got to give some props to the defense. They got the stop last time. Gave the offense a chance. They did their job. Can we continue to do our job out here? Missing the tackle, Salmon over pursuit. And they do have to give the guy a little bit of leeway. He was more of an outside guy last year, not quite used to playing on the inside. As that's a quick dump off. Newbin on Kelsey. It's a gain of 6. As we have about 3.5 minutes. Again, a little bit of some early movement. Kelsey slips the tackle, first down. Mahomes with an absolute laser off the snap there. He read the blitz quickly and got rid of it. Trying to take away some of that pass rush. Though this time it's just another beater in man. Newbin slipped. Salmon takes down Kelsey. That's 3 straight plays for the old man. They're going to have to find out some way here to just slow down the quick passing and the quick cuts here, really, from this Chiefs team. Out to the flat. That one's picked off. That'll do it. Carter headed up the sideline. They forced the quick throw to the flat, and Carter played it beautifully. A pick 6 off of Mahomes. Barrett Carter with his biggest play yet here in a Giants uniform. Getting the shot as a starter this year, make plays like that, and the position is yours for years to come. But that is a prime example of what this defense has been made to do with the switch. Got to get that pressure, force those mistakes on the opposition's quarterback. That is what we saw there. But now the second level just absolutely vacates. And Pacheco's able to just take it right up the gut for another big gain. He's had several of those here today, taking us through the 2-minute break as well. Quick throw over the middle. Salmon beat, but does at least collect the tackle. The Chiefs still finding ways to get a lot of those quick passes over the middle. The throw downfield and slipping what could have been the big hit. That's 2 times today. Holland taking it easy here on Brown. And all that's going to do is help out the other team. Sometimes you got to take the big hit and dare the refs to throw the flag as Royals' quick grab is out. The way Mahomes playing here today is entirely taking away the front 4 for the Giants. There's not enough time to get a pass rush with how quickly these are coming out. Though Mahomes looks to step up here and plays it smart. He'll give himself up, sliding down with a 1st and goal just inside the 10. Bunch left-hand side, though they set up the screen the opposite way. Thibodeau plays it as well as you could ask for. Chiefs call a timeout. They'll have 2 more to play with. Down inside the 10. The field closes down here, but that quick passing game can really be a threat. Outside Kelsey. Good tackles. Andy Reid will call the timeout there. 1 more remaining for the Chiefs. The 3rd and goal. It's an empty set. A little bit of a hard count out the gate. Passes outside, but dropped. That very well could be the first incompletion on the day here for Mahomes outside that turnover. 4th and goal. The offense stays with a slight shift early. I think they're going to get Alexander, though I don't really think he crossed the line. They call it encroachment, but I don't know. That one is a interesting call to make. Offensive lineman definitely moved. Again, Alakai moves, but he does not cross. And to the flat, Royals makes up for it. He dropped it on 3rd. That time he secures the grab, and Kansas City ties this thing up before the break. Giants tried to send the blitz. It just didn't get there quick enough. And that play really is massive because Chiefs get ball after half. With a tie ball game here, getting that ball, they could look to retake that lead. But they did leave the offense 20 seconds to work with. Starting at the 32-yard line, it's a split backfield. Going to the screen, it's to Scattaboo. He's been dominant today, waits for that block, and he will be close already to field goal range. Arguably, they should have had a free 15. A late hit there for sure goes unflagged, but Dart right where they need to be. He's just got to play a little bit smart with it here. Scrambling out, and Bolton lays him out. I think Dart was trying to get out of bounds. But at this point, you're close enough. Slide down, you got the timeouts. Now with 6 seconds, they do stay out on that field here, looking for perhaps one more shot towards the end zone. Tossing this one up and covered well. They've locked down really the right side of the field. Now Schrader comes out, missed one earlier, dinking it off the left upright, playing it tight and make it 2 times today. He hits that left upright. Field goal no good. That is 6 points left on the field in the first half. As a first-year kicker, this is not a promising look early on for him. Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Bearington takes a peek at the market, or perhaps maybe even makes a trade, who knows. But let's take a break from our game. Looking around the league here, you got the 49ers taking on the Seahawks, and right up the seam, a nice toe tap touchdown. That's George Kittle in a 28-14 win over a rival. That is a big one out there on the West Coast. And sticking with more West Coast teams, you got the Raiders. They're undefeated. Chargers 2-1. It's going to be a handoff. Looked to be stuffed in the backfield, but breaking a pair of tackles at the 10, keeping his feet and getting towards the side for a big hit as he crosses the plane. Another 28-14 win. Raiders stay perfect on the season. Who was very far from perfect, though, is the Los Angeles Rams. They're facing an opponent from almost the entire opposite side of the country in the Bengals. This time, it's a pass over the middle. As the blitz came, it left no one over the middle, and able to run free is the receiver. Burrow, with 3 touchdown passes, meets the Rams, who stay without a win on the season. Meanwhile, as we look to return to East Rutherford, we got 2 teams battling just to get to 500, and it's been a battle. A whole lot of offense, a couple big hits on defense, but it's been just those hits to highlight on defense. Now, as we really get this second half underway here, we're going to see what adjustments were made. Pacheco goes nowhere. He had several big-time plays in that first half. Now, we did say that there wasn't a whole lot from these defenses. There were Interceptions, one for each team. Those made big impacts, but there's been no consistency with these defenses, and an airmail there from Mahomes. Perhaps some first drive rust coming out of halftime. But this time it's on the money, hooking up with Royals. Had a touchdown there to end the first half. And they're to call illegal contact as well on it. Frankly, I'm not even sure where that contact even came from, because Nubin was nowhere close to making contact with anyone. He got beat in coverage. Pass left side. Brown breaks the tackle. Salmon takes a bad angle, and there goes Hollywood Brown. Chiefs get a little bit of that momentum swing with the penalty hit. On a play they already got a first down, take full advantage of it and reclaim that lead. On another short to medium route, the defense just not playing these well enough. In a game that's just been jostling back and forth, Chiefs keep it so as they now take the lead. Giants will have to answer yet again. They start their drive at the 25. And it's Cameron Scattaboo right down the gut, breaking the tackle, getting the stiff arm. He's now off at the 40, the 30. This time, Williams catches one of the Giants. But what a first play. Flipping the field to the opposite 25, Cameron Scattaboo breaks off a 50-yard run, most of which after contact. Without him this year and with how the defense started, I don't even know what's going on with Jackson Dart this year. We would be in a much worse spot. Even though we're only 1-2. Love to see the fight though, as Dart does throw this one. That's Johnson for the first down. Give the lineman a little bit of some run blocking breaks with a couple passes timing in here. The first and 10, and this one off. That's Scattaboo waiting for the lane, almost breaking away. He's over $150 on just 10 carries, already one touchdown today. Are we gonna see another split backfield here? Dart keeps this one, looks to go outside, tries the spin. Williams, clean open field tackle. Maybe gain about a half yard or so on it. Leaves 3rd and 4 now at the 7. Scattaboo keeps, and Scattaboo will have another ricocheting off 2 defenders crossing that plane. Once again, this game is tied back up. The back and forth continues. Can the defense make a play? Give us that chance to take the lead, because Scattaboo's taking full advantage of every chance he gets. Now, it was a turnover last time that helped spark this team before that break at half. Can they find another turnover? Kicking this one off to the Chiefs. It's returned up center field. Big hit. That's Andrews, the rookie linebacker, and Prescott dives across the plane. We needed that turnover, and we get it. Taking the lead, forcing the fumble, and scooping it up. Hey, we said the defense forced a turnover. Technically, they're 2 defensive players, Andrews and Preston Wilcox, combined for the 6 points, and this place is rocking. It's been big play or nothing all day long. Why not see that make its way into the special teams play as well? Mahomes will get the chance this time following that return. Though not the normal return you see on kicks. Quick pass goes outside to Brown. He's got another gain of 7. He's been a big hit for this team. 7 grabs today, over 150, and getting the outside Mahomes. He continues to play smart there, getting the scramble and getting down cleanly. Not sure, though, you could flex on someone after giving yourself up, but hey, first down nonetheless for the Chiefs. As they go spread empty, diving grab Royals. That was just right in the face of Nubin, who's had to play a little bit today, getting that injury to Corey Black, who's been playing pretty well. And this one off Pacheco, he's tracked down. Give some credit, though, to Oliver, who actually got in there to help get that stop all the way from the outside corner spot. Trips left to follow. Quick RPO. Brown, this time, maybe gains a yard, half a yard. Carter and others quick to respond to it. Probably the best response we've seen so far to an RPO. 3rd and 3. Kelsey, slight motion in left-hand side. And throws up the numbers. There goes Royals. He's by Salmon. He's playing out of position today. Coach Bearington is asking a lot of a man who he's known for quite some time. There are just some clear gaps in his game right now, and Mahomes is taking all the advantage he can of it. Game tied back up here, 35 apiece. And Dart here on the keeper. Good block there from the tackle. Foot race outside. This time Dart does get by Bolton. He lit him up earlier this game. He's lit up about half the starting offense. Scattaboo runs left. Shorter gain. In fact, that's one of the shorter runs of the game. As Dart checking this defense here. Everyone playing about 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Checks the play. Neighbors has a step outside by Williams. Drops that one in the bucket, and Giants retake that lead. Again, Dart starts off rough. Lets the game settle in. Becomes that field manager. And, well, that's the kind of play you get when you do get your quarterback settled on in. Makes that play call change and hooks up downfield for yet another lead-changing play. These two teams putting on a fantastic Sunday night primetime game if you don't care much about defense. Kicking this one off, it's Simmons to return here for the Chiefs. He slips by one, breaks 2, 3, 4, 5 tackles, getting outside, shakes off another by the 50, and finally tracked down. That is Paulson Adebo finally getting the tackle. Talk about poor coverage in the return game, poor tackling. But it does look like Adebo's going to stay on the field. He's coming in to play some slot corner now. Perhaps just trying to shake some things up, and they target him immediately. Royals turns up the sideline. He's down to the 15. Can't really blame that one too much, though, on Paulson. He had double guys to cover there as no one else was over in the flat. So 1st and 10 here. Chiefs as they motion their tight end all the way out. Go with a quick flip out. That's to Travis. No gain. Window dressing not necessarily working on that one for the Chiefs. Maybe have time for 1-2 more plays here in the third. Floated pass, and Paulson Adebo's beat. Well, we're going to have time for a little bit more as the Chiefs quickly answer. Set up with the short field by Fitzsimmons. Jalen Royals with another play made. Everyone's making plays on this secondary. Got to start wondering if the changes made and how good they looked last week compared to this week. The Giants are frauds on defense. We're sitting here 42-42, and we're not even into the fourth quarter. Should just be one play here as the offense gets lined up for the Giants. Cameron Scattaboo, he hits the hole again, shucking off a pair and trips out of bounds. The Giants will let that clock roll, nonetheless, taking this one to the fourth quarter. Absolute just lighting up the scoreboard left, right, and center. Neither defenses doing what it takes to stop their opposition. Outside of an interception for both sides, a forced fumble on a kick return scored for a touchdown. I mean, there is next to no defense happening out on this field. Oh, for your Giants who have possession to start this fourth quarter, that's a good thing. For now, they got to find a way to change it after taking what they hope to be another lead. Cameron Scattaboo just chugging those legs. Hard to bring down a man who just all but refuses to go down. Another first down scamper for him. Chiefs playing just a 3-man front here. Leaving space for Cameron Scattaboo down the middle. Couldn't keep his feet there. But a gain of 9 can go a long way here. Well inside plus side. 2 hands down. Now it's Fidoni's turn to get the carry. He's got about 6. A play like that primarily used to just keep this defense honest at this point. Got a tight offensive look here. Once again, Dart looks to keep it. Tries to spin by, but he's not shaken by these corners today. Instead, you got a clean tackle there from Watson. About a loss of half a yard on the play as well. 2nd and 11. They go RPO. Etienne takes the handoff. He breaks through 2-3 players. Could not break by McDuffie. Was close. He was hungry for that touchdown. But he really has been a phenomenal check-in back here for Cameron Scattaboo. Good change of pace back. Scattaboo crunched by the 2 incoming safeties at the 2. But he gets us down even closer to this goal line. Letting that clock run here in the fourth quarter is Coach Bearington's offense. They snap that ball. Cameron Scattaboo cuts once and will go in unabated. Giants yet again take the lead. It's all going to come down to if their defense can make that one big play to hold on to it. We all know how good Mahomes is, and he'll take advantage of any and every opportunity you give him. So At this point of the game, you can't give him those opportunities. They start back at the 27. Looking to set up another quick pass, this time again to the flat. Williams breaking some pair of tackles. As this game has gone along, the tackling for the Giants has gotten worse. Gain of 8, play 1. Now they look for the delayed handoff, and Sanders, he's going to wreck it in the backfield. Loss of 4, though traveling much further back than that. Chiefs given a whole lot of forward progress there, rightfully so. And a quick 3rd and 6 here. Everyone playing down close to the line of scrimmage. Mahomes, he's got time. Now bails right side, and he's going to throw the pick. Paulson Adebo takes it away. We do have a flag down on the field, and the Chiefs are getting bailed out here again. Frankly, that's just something you've got to be prepared for. It happens at least 80 times a game. 1st and 10 for Kansas City, and wide open outside. It's a quick tackle, at least from Holland. Fitzsimmons doing damage now as a receiver. It really seems like Coach Bearington is challenging the Chiefs to try to go deep here. He's playing everyone in tight here. Everything for him has been underneath quick hitters. Pacheco doesn't find much space. They've got to find a way to take away every different opportunity the Chiefs have here late. Villa checks in at that running back spot. Mahomes throws. Kelsey catches, spinning away into the 30. You're going to play man. Your guys in coverage out there's got to find a way to break up some passes. Giants haven't done that today. They're allowing catch after catch. Mahomes sets up a screen. Pacheco right side gets a couple blocks, and he breaks 3. Thibodeau cannot get the ankle. Chiefs tie the game. A little over 2.5 minutes to go. And that drive should have ended on the Paulson Adebo interception. Instead, it was able to keep going. 49-49 with 2:31 to play as the offense takes the field. They start with some triple option. They flip it outside. That's Etienne with some space. Spins back underneath the DB and will sprint forward well inside enemy territory. The Giants have brought out that option a few times here today. That time might have been the most impactful. Inside 2 minutes to go now. I have their rookie tight end Stevenson going to motion left. They hand this one off. That's Scatterbo breaking a tackle. They are inside field goal range left hash. But it is that left upright that has proved to be a problem for Schrader, even in shorter distances than this. 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Scatterbo. He's to about the 30. Chiefs call a timeout. They'll have 2 more remaining. 1:33 on the clock. The 30-yard line, I formation. Motion. Looking to get outside. That's Neighbors. He's got some speed. Gets the good block downfield. And he cuts back towards the inside. Taken down at the 2. I think that was entirely intentional. Neighbors had the touchdown. But he doesn't want to leave the Chiefs any time here. And with just 1 timeout remaining for Kansas City, we actually see victory formation here for Dart on 1st and goal. He takes the knee. Chiefs call that timeout. And they will no longer be able to stop this clock. But the offense is out in normal formation, split backfield. They hand this one off to Etienne, and he gets it lined up dead center. And that clock will run on down to about 40 seconds. Dart takes the knee, and they will bring out the field goal unit here with a chip shot. There is no excuse this time. You hit, or your job is done, and he hits. Giants ultimately end this game on top with the 50 bomb, 52-49. And they had to take that game into their hands late. They had to run the clock. They forego a touchdown to Neighbors on a good call, something they hadn't called all game. Utilized his speed to get outside. But for the Chiefs, not forcing him into that end zone was their biggest mistake yet. With how much their offense showed they could get down the field at will. They had to let him score to give them that chance. They didn't. Giants, they managed that late clock well. Coach Bearington told them to take those knees, drain that clock, and Schrader, who missed 2, ultimately hit the game winner. But despite, still picking up that win, there is definitely going to be that lingering question. Are we frauds? Clearly, we're giving up way too many points per game. We are dead last in the league in that and passing yards. The rushing yards, we're top 10 with our defense. So the change to the 3-4 is helping in that category. But we still have a long way to go this season, and we're going to go game by game, what it looks like this year. Eagles currently are the number 2 seed in the NFC. They are undefeated this year. The rest of the NFC East are all 2-2. Now we could help ourselves out, as next time we go on the road to Dallas, we play against the Cowboys, but we cannot see the same defense. Now, I do have to give Mahomes credit. He took away the front 4 in this one, which for us took away a chance of getting a dev boost. So for Alexander, I'm sure he's going to be hungry for some revenge. Dak Prescott could be a fun guy to get some revenge on. Cameron Scadaboo, obviously, he's leading this team. He's leading the league in rushing yards by more than double, on one less carry than the next man in Jahmyr Gibbs. 703 yards, 7 touchdowns. If not for him, we would be without a win, to say the least. But some changes definitely do still have to find their way into this team. Just by a gauge of how these games have played out, I think the funny thing is, we've played our best when Corey Black has been healthy and has played in the slot. Anytime he hasn't been, we've gotten shredded. But through the first 4 games of the season, we find ourselves 500 to see if we can fight our way back here into a real claim type spot for a Super Bowl run. You're going to have to make sure you stick around. So hit that bell icon in the bottom right if you have not already. It's an easier way to sub. If you don't see it there or don't care for that button, you could always scroll down. Hit the other sub button, the YouTube sub button. It's completely free to follow along. And to make sure you don't miss that next game against the Cowboys, hit that bell notification button. We will be on the road against the Cowboys for the first time this season.